Hello. In this video what we're going to do is show you how to put together this here. Now this is the Freddie Nelson Flatpack Cajon, and when this Cajon, when these pieces are put together, what you're going to end up with is a Cajon very similar to this one here. This is a snare Cajon. Let's have a look. It's got a snare up in the top corner, bass tone down there. It's sitting on 4 very sturdy rubber feet and it's very nicely finished, and it's extremely simple to put together. The contents, everything you need to make the Cajon will be in this pack. In fact, the only things you will need extra is some glue. You'll need a screwdriver like this and something to clamp it together with. In this demonstration I'm going to use a piece of rope and make a tourniquet. There's other ways you can do that, but I just wanted to show you these are the minimal tools you will need. Some rope, a screwdriver and some glue. Everything else is in the box. Now, if we open the box up, this is what you'll receive when you order one of these. You get the 4 feet. Here we are, 4 excellent little rubber feet there. You get the snare, which will show you how to fit into the Cajon. There's these blocks, which are to take the screws for the feet so that the feet are nice and solid. What else have we got? We've got a bag of screws, all of the different screws that you'll need. We'll have these parts here, which are like the crossbar where the snare, that'll support the snare inside the Cajon. We have the top and bottom. Now these have been jointed, and all they need really is a bit of glue in there and then sticking together. So they're jointed and ready to go. Just put them over there for now. We have the 2 sides. This is 9mm birchwood ply, so it's a very good quality plywood, and 9mm is going to make a very sturdy and solid Cajon. Put those 2 up there with them. You're also going to get a back. Now the back has already got the hole cut in. This would normally go towards the bottom on the Cajon, but the back is there. That will just need gluing on. We'll do that in the stage 3, I think it is, of the tutorial. And last but not least, in the box we have the front skin for the Cajon. This is a 1.5mm birch ply. It's very flexible and makes an excellent playing surface for the Cajon. So we'll put them up there and we'll get rid of this piece of cardboard for now. There it goes. In this first part of the video, what we're going to do is put the main body of the Cajon together with these parts here. Now, the very first thing that we want to do is attach onto the sides of the Cajon. We want to attach these angled blocks. These are going to hold the snare in place. And the very first thing we want to do is stick one of them on this side of the Cajon, like so, and put another one on that side. We'll need a couple of the screws for this. If we look in the screw back packet, we'll look in the screw packet and we'll find the 6 fairly large chunky screws. 4 of those are for the feet, 2 of them are for these blocks. So we take a little bit of glue on there. We simply push that into place. Now this we want to keep just back from the edge of the Cajon. This is going to be the front of the Cajon, right? And we don't want anything touching it, so that you get a nice resonant sort of booming sound from it. So they want to be set just a touch back. They're marked here where to put them, so you simply put the bottom of that, the square bottom of it, to the line, take a screwdriver and screw that in. That's it. Just take a little excess glue off there and wipe it on your shirt. Now the other block would go on there exactly the same. I'll do that. Like so. And again the screwdriver in. Right, this is fairly simple stuff, right? Obviously you have a power screwdriver, you could use that, you could use a drill with a torque setting on it or whatever you want to use. So, put the little screws over here you should now have these two side pieces looking like that. I'm going to go like this, top and bottom on there, and we're going to show you how to do that right now. The best thing I've found to do this is you want a flat surface and something that you don't mind getting a bit of glue on. So we'll have the flat surface like so. We take the top and the bottom. And the top and the bottom, again, easy way to do this I've found is if we put those together, take the glue, and we want a line of glue just in the corner of this joint on the top and the bottom on both sides. So here we go. A line of glue there, and the same on the back. Very good. Now back to these. The sides are now put into place like so. Now this is all going to be a little bit wobbly to begin with, but the glue will hold it in place like so. This one, the important thing here is to make sure that both of these blocks are pointing in the same direction. You don't want to put it on like this way or this way. Both of those should be at the bottom of the cajon and pointing towards what will be the top of the cajon. Yeah? So we're putting that in place. Right. The glue will hold the thing like this, but we do want some pressure on there. Now, as I said earlier, few different ways you can do that. If you don't have any clamps and things like this, you can use a piece of rope, and that's what we're going to use with this one, just to show you that it can be done with a piece of rope. If you have a little bit better equipped workshop, you might have something like this. This is like a band clamp, you know, it's going to clamp one of these on each corner and then you can tighten it up. That's going to give a very good joint. Different type of workshop may be equipped with something like this. This is like obviously a big sash clamp, and you can put these on this way, you could put some on that way. It depends what sort of clamping devices you have really. But we are going to assume that you don't have any. And we're going to assume that you do have a piece of rope. Now another point here is I've cut the box up into little corner sections. We're going to put these on just so that the rope doesn't bite too much into the wood. Now having said that, we don't want to tighten this up to a point where it's going to bend the wood or warp it or anything. It just needs to be enough to pull the glue in, get a little bit of ooze of glue from the corners, and that will be sufficient. So this thing here has already been sort of tied roughly to size. We're just going to put it over those corner sections like so. There it is. Now to tighten that, a piece of scrap wood is all you need. That's going to go in there. Whoops, that would have happened, wouldn't it? That's going to go in there and is going to turn just a couple of times, enough to give it a little bit of tension and pull the top and bottom towards each other, like so. That's got a fairly good hold. Now, just to make absolutely sure, we're going to do that again towards the top of the cajon. Again, we have one of the corner sections. That one on there. And that one on there. So far so good. And this one on here. And again, small piece of scrap wood. Put that in there and slowly tighten it up. Like so. Now you can see that drawing the corners in as you're tightening it up. So you want to take it to a point, as I say, not where it's going to, not where the rope is going to bite into the wood, but just to a point where all of the corners are pulled in, nice and tight, and we've got like a little smear of glue coming out the sides there, which you can clean up. In a professional setup, I suppose you would have like a damp rag or something like that, but I have this old shirt and some fingers, so that's what we're using here. Okay, that's it. We're going to now stand this up like so, and there's one more thing we need to do in this stage, and that is we want to put these little square blocks in each of the corners so that they can take the feet and the screws will go into the block. Yeah? Now, again, nothing could be simpler. We just want a little bit of glue on there. Now, if you rub that in like this is an old cabinet maker's trick. If you rub the glue in like so, it'll give excellent suction and make an excellent glue bond. It's important that these do not fall over the front or back of the cajon. They have to be flush, or they can stand being set in a touch. So let's have that just by feeling it there. That's about, it's about 0.5 millimeter set back, and that would do perfectly. The other blocks also will go into the back corners. Right, at this point the glue's still wet, so what I want to do is use this, a square. Again, you can use anything which is square if you don't have one of these. If you have a book or something like that, something which has got an actual square corner, you could get away with that. If we put this inside the cajon on the bottom like this, if it's out at all, just slowly, maneuver it into place. That's square. If we leave that now overnight and take the tourniquet off, we'll have the body of the cajon and we'll be ready for the next stage. Okay? Good stuff. I'll just take this off here. There it is. Good, that's it.